Well everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 14 Pro Max and compare it against the iPhone XS Max and see which specific phones are the better ones for you. Now clearly the 14 Pro Max is a better iPhone in every single area, and there really isn't anything in any way that makes any sense where the 14 Pro Max is not the better phone. That one is the better phone in my opinion, but the XS Max is still good in some ways too. If you want to pick up either one of these phones, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there, you can help support the channel at the same time. Now starting off with the outside, the iPhone 14 Pro Max is definitely by far the better iPhone. You can see on the front of the XS Max, 6.5-inch Super Retina OLED display. It's a good phone, I like that phone a lot, but definitely with the iPhone 14 Pro Max, that 6.7-inch LTPO Super Retina XDR OLED display is definitely far better. You're getting 120Hz on that panel. It's a very, very good looking display, and I think Apple killed it on that specific panel for the most part. I think the XS Max is still amazing, but the 14 Pro Max is by far the better one in pretty much every single area. Now you're also getting a lack of a, notch on the 14 Pro Max. You're getting the dynamic island. That 120Hz is no joke. It's an amazing panel too. Lightning ports at the bottom of both these, glass backs, but you are getting that frosted glass back on the 14 Pro Max, which is beautiful. Having that frosted glass back is awesome, and I'm a massive, massive fan of the frosted glass back on that phone. Now we are also getting wireless charging. We're getting the MagSafe on the back of the 14 Pro Max though, which is great, but you're getting that triple camera setup on the 14 Pro Max versus the dual camera setup on the XS Max. The 14 Pro Max has a 48 megapixel wide, telephoto, and ultra-wide lenses. Those ones are 12 megapixels, where the XS Max has a 12 megapixel wide and 12 megapixel telephoto lens. So I think for the most part, Apple kind of killed it with the 14 Pro Max, and I think that's an amazing camera. 4K at 60 on the back of both of them, and you're also getting 4K at 60 on the front of the 14 Pro Max, where the iPhone XS Max has a 7 megapixel 1080p camera. So even in a situation like this, you are getting a far better camera on the 14 Pro Max than on the XS Max, and it's not even close. So those types of things I think are kind of important to mention, because you're overall getting the way better camera and the way better sensor on something like the iPhone 14 Pro Max than the XS Max. Software wise, the 14 Pro Max is going to stay here for a long period of time, so you really don't have too much to worry about on something like the 14 Pro Max, with the iPhone XS Max is going to last much longer. On top of that, the performance is not even the same. You're getting a way better performing phone from the 14 Pro Max than the XS Max. So that's another massive thing to keep in mind. The XS Max has that Apple A12 Bionic chip inside of it with 4GB of RAM, where the 14 Pro Max has that Apple A16 Bionic chip inside of it with 6GB of RAM. So not only are you getting a way better performing phone from the 14 Pro Max, but it's going to be a phone that's going to last longer as well, and any of the newer, cooler features you're going to be getting from the 14 Pro Max aren't necessarily going to be there, maybe don't have the chance of getting there on the XS Max. So that's another massive thing to keep in mind there too. Battery life wise, again, not even close. The 14 Pro Max is definitely going to outlast the XS Max as well. And like I mentioned, in this situation, it's not even close. So to kind of sum up this comparison, you are definitely getting the far better performing phone in every single way on the iPhone 14 Pro Max, on the iPhone XS Max, in pretty much every way you can imagine. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.